many years ago, around the early 2000s, more specifically maybe 2005, 2006, uh, I took a few of my students to the what is now known as the Arnold Classic. I believe it was called the Arnold Fitness Classic Bodybuilding Martial Arts Expo in Columbus, Ohio. And we went there to basically check it out and to watch the bodybuilders and the martial arts stars and even competition, as it were. I believe I had a couple students compete at that particular event as well. But they had some celebrities there, and a few of the celebrities that were there were one of the actors in martial arts kickboxing champions, Don the Dragon Wilson. He was there, and they had some bodybuilders there. Robbie Robinson was there, uh, big bodybuilder, and boy, he was really huge in real life, more than you can imagine seeing him on screen. And of course, ultimately, later on that afternoon, we had met Arnold Schwarzenegger indirectly, standing just a few feet from him, and he's about my size. Believe it or not, he is not a very tall man at all. He only looks that tall on screen. So I also met one of Bruce Lee's students, Ted Wong, the deceased master Ted Wong, who was a very polite, very cordial, and very knowledgeable man in Bruce Lee's system of Jeet Kune Do and Jun Fan, if you will. God rest his soul. And I also met Shannon Lee, Bruce Lee's daughter. One of my goals and missions in life was to always meet Linda, and I still have that maybe on my bucket list somewhere down the road. And I hope that I live long enough and she lives long enough that I can meet her one day. And I think one of those things on my list will have been fulfilled in my life is to meet the legendary Bruce Lee's wife in person. Uh, but what I'm getting at is one of the other celebrities that was there that turned me off, and that was none other than the motion picture actor and martial artist Wesley Snipes. I'm going to say this, as I always do. I like to give people their props, give people their uh, due deserves, if you will, and I'm going to do that for Wesley. I've always enjoyed Wesley Snipes films, such as New Jack City, Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone, Sugar Hill, and even his series called Blade. As a matter of fact, that is why Wesley Snipes came to Arnold's Classic that particular year, was to promote his movie at that time, which was gaining a lot of traction. It was very popular, the movie Blade, and I enjoyed Blade. However, one thing that I noticed about Wesley Snipes, outside of all of the interviews that I had seen him in before, where he appeared to be a very kind guy, a very polite guy, a very even cordial guy as well, he wasn't really impressing me as that in just a moment, in a flash of a pan. Cutting straight to the chase, one of my students that attended Arnold's Classic with me that day, as Wesley was walking around with his entourage, his bodyguards, every time he make a left turn, they turned almost synchronized with him. Turn right, they turn left, they would turn right with him. They would not stay too far away from him. And so I kind of wondered, why did he deserve all of this attention? I know he was probably considered at that time a A-list type of actor, as opposed to Don the Dragon Wilson and so forth. But he wasn't all that to me. A human being is a human being. You just find yourself in different stations or different vocations in life, and acting is just another one of those. And so that's neither here nor there with me. But anyway, the point that I'm getting at is this. Uh, One of my students, as I mentioned, saw Wesley walking by. He said, "Look, teacher, Wesley Snipes." He said, I'm going to see if I can get a picture with him. And he said, hey, Wesley, can I take a picture with you? Wesley stopped and looked over towards us and said, yeah, $25. Now, first of all, $25 to take a picture with you, Wesley, and it's not your camera, it's my student's camera, and it's not going to take a lot of your time, just a few seconds. And for you to, or for Wesley Snipes to yell out $25, how unprofessional and insensitive was that statement? That was uncalled for. So that gave me a different impression of Wesley Snipes that particular day in that particular moment, and I lost respect for him as a martial artist. I'll say that first, because really honor and respect and loyalty to the arts and having a sense of humility towards your fellow man, he didn't possess that. Now, people can try to paint this picture any way they want to, but I was there and I experienced that myself along with that student. And as I said, it was uncalled for. First of all, you are a Hollywood actor. You have all of these films under your belt. And when a fan who was already paid to get into the event that we were in that particular day, you're asking them for an additional $25 to take a picture with you, and they're using their camera. It's not like you brought some photo stock with you and you were autographing that like some of the other celebrities and stars. And I can understand that, because you brought your pictures with you of yourself, and then you were signing them and selling them. That would be different. But that was not the case there. And I did not like and I did not appreciate Wesley Snipes making that statement to that student, because he really hurt his feelings. Well, someone might say, well, it shouldn't have hurt his feelings. Well, he was a young guy in his 20s. Why would you say something to a fan like that? I wonder if it would have been the same if it was a 8-year-old or 10-year-old asking him for his autograph. Would he have shouted out $25? I don't know. But I would have never, ever done that. As a matter of fact, I've signed autographs for people and I've never charged them anything in time past. So, go figure. So, again, Wesley Snipes, this is the point, or that was the particular day, the particular year that Wesley Snipes turned me off. He changed my viewpoint or my perception of him, because I always looked up to him as a martial artist and an actor. I still will watch something that he's in terms of a movie or what have you today, even Expendables, when he got out of prison. But I don't see him the same way. I'm not holding a grudge. I'm not vindictive. It doesn't matter. But I'm just simply saying things are not always as they appear. Just because you see someone on television and on film, they could totally be a different individual when you see them in the public. This is Brother Teacher. Have you had a similar situation like this with some celebrity or just anyone in general? Let us know. Put it in the comment section below. But Wesley Snipes, for that particular episode, he surely got a thumbs down from me. I'm out.